family, welcome back to another video. So in this class we're going to be learning how to make these three color prints. Yes, I'm going to be introducing you to the materials that you need, which you already know some of it. I'm going to be explaining some things to you, the guide. The most important thing about multiple color is just to get your registration points right, and that is I'm going to pay attention to you to teach you so that you'll be able to know it. Well, I wanted this class to be a paid class before, but I just changed my mind that let me just make the video free of charge for everybody. So the only thing you can do for you to understand this is to watch the video from this very beginning to the end, so that you understand, because if you skip any part then you are skipping a lot of things or you are missing out on some information. And I want to believe that you've mastered the skill of one color, and that's why it took a lot of time before I can introduce you to this one. So if you are ready, then I'm ready, so let's get started. All right, so let's get started with the materials. The first one I will be talking about is the mesh. I'm sure you are used to mesh, right? So this is mesh, but something about this mesh is if you are making two colors, you need like two mesh, unless maybe your mesh is the big type that you can divide the mesh and use it to print two colors. Like you expose one side, then you do your registration point on the other side, so you'll be able to use it. But now, if your mesh is small and your artwork is like A4, like this, my whole like this, you will need one mesh for it, one mesh for each of the graphics. I mean, each mesh for each of your artwork. Okay, so now also when you are looking at your mesh, it has to be the same size, it has to be the same size, shape and everything, because you want something that will be similar to the first one. Because if it's not rhyme, there's no how. If you are placing your artwork as you go on, you understand it better, it won't rhyme. So your artwork needs, your mesh must be the same size, the same shape, the same way. The width must be the same. If you are using 15 by 15, it has to be 15 by 15, everything. And if you want to expose 5, you need 5 mesh. If you are using smaller mesh, or maybe unless if your artwork is just smaller, it's just small, that you can just maneuver and use. Maybe you expose one here, you expose one here, then you can use one mesh for maybe two artwork. So these are your mesh. You need your mesh. Then you will need table. You need a flat surface, a table like this. You need a table. Then you need this plywood, a plywood. You can see this plywood, this the measurement is just about 12 inches by, I think this one is by 20 inches, thereabout, depending. It doesn't have to be this size, but you are going to see what you are going to use it for. You need hammer. We are just starting like this. You need hammer, you need your biro, you need nails, and then of course you will need your t-shirts and your artwork. So let me quickly talk about this artwork now. When this you can see what we are exposing here. You can see we have to divide it different colors. This one will be different color, this one different color, this one another color, why this one another color. So that's what you're going to do. Is when you are doing your colored print, you have to expose it, separately. Your artwork, you have to separate it. This is called separation of color. So you have to separate it, so meaning that everything have to be rhyme. So and before it can be rhyme, you have to make sure that your paper is also the same size. So let's say I want to trim this off now. I must make sure the first paper is the same size with the second paper, with the third paper. So with this now is the same size. This is just A4 paper. I'm going to be using it this way. So if you don't know anything about graphic design, I don't do graphics. I have somebody that do graphics for me. You have to look for somebody that is very good in color separation, that can separate something like this for you. You have to be good in graphic design to be able to do it, because any slight mistake can cause everything to go wrong. So first and foremost, you must make sure that everything is rhyme, everything is the same size. so that as we are putting it together, if I put this thing together now, you realize that everything will just be entering where I want it to be. You can see it's going to be where I want it to be. Everything will just be. And this is the last this is what carries everything. So this V that you are seeing on top of it is just like a registration point for everything. So this one, you see that the V carries everything. So if I'm using it, I'm just going to use it to align it. You can see what we have here, right? The first thing you should just know, what you need to know is that make sure the paper is rhymed, and people that is separating it for you, they understand screen printing. You understand? Oh, so that's that. There are different school of thought when it comes to marking your registration point. This is my own method of doing it. This method works for me perfectly well because I don't need any expensive machine to achieve this. So this is how the wood is going to look like. You're going to place your wood like this, bring some out, you understand? Just stabilize it. It doesn't have to be any measurement. You don't need to measure it, but just make sure you leave some space outside like this. Are you getting what are you seeing what I'm doing? Just leave some space like this. Then put your nail and just you're going to be installing it here. So after you have secured your plywood, you can decide to, doesn't have to, this nail doesn't have to show. You can decide to just use your hammer to take the nail down. But because I usually remove mine and put it anytime I need, because I use this table for different things. So but in your own case, in case you just want to use it permanently, you have a permanent place where you do your screen printing, you may just decide to leave it like this and not be removing it. So that's why you are seeing this nail like this. But if you are the type that you want to use your this thing, you can do it the way I'm doing. So when you are done, you just remove it. You understand? So I'm just going to wear my t-shirt. So you put gum here, put gum like a stick gum here, put a stick glue there, then you wear your t-shirt. You understand? Arrange it the way you want it to be and all that. So when you arrange it, then you place your mesh on it. This is your mesh. This is the size of your mesh. So I'm going to place it this way, where I want my artwork to be. You understand? Then I'm going to put nail here, nail here. Don't worry, I'm going to remove this t-shirt, but I'm just showing you so that the nail that will be here will just be a stopper. You understand? It's going to be a stopper for it. Normally, just because I'm showing it as I'm just showing you how you're going to do it. I'm not supposed to wear these clothes yet, but I want to show you how it's going to be. So I'm going to put this nail. This nail is going to be a stopper for me. So let's start. So after putting your nails, you can see, let it start from the edges of the mesh. Are you seeing it? Edges of the mesh. So as you're putting your mesh like this, it's just going to be staying right there. You understand? It's just going to be a stopper. As I'm putting it, it's going to be stopping. It's just going to be a stopper for it. Let's try the second mesh too. You can see it's just the same thing. Are you seeing it? So it's going to be like a guide for you, so that everything will just be sitting on each other. You can see what we are saying. See, the third one too is the same thing. Just the thing is, just make sure your mesh are the same. You understand? You see, it's just going the same way, the same thing. You can see what we have right there. So now we'll just mark our registration point now. So just wear your t-shirt again. Wear your t-shirt. Okay. You can decide to pad this your plywood, right? You can pad your plywood. So this is what we have right there. So put your t-shirt where you want your design to be. You understand? If you are putting your design here, just adjust it to that point. You understand? So my wood is already there, so I'm just going to place it this way. You can see what we have right there. See what we have. So I'm going to start my registration point. I'm going to use this one as the base. You will notice that the same thing, they are the same, are the same size. Just put the three together this way. Put the three together. I'm going to use this one as the, and make sure they are the way you want it to be. The front is okay, this is the upper part, the lower part, you understand? Make sure they are well, they are the same point. You can see this V is my registration point and is aligned, so I'm going to make sure that everything is all together. You can see they are well aligned. Okay, I'm just going to place it on my mesh this way. Okay, so I'll also give you a trick. If when you put your artwork, make sure you are, especially when you are just starting from beginning, to make it easier for you, let your artwork begin from the top of the mesh. Are you seeing it? Let it begin this way. Just let it begin, so it will be a guide for you. Let it begin this way. Then you take your biro. I'll just take my biro this way, and I'm going to mark. You can tape it down. You can tape it down if you are just beginning, so that your hand will not shake. And also put gum on top of the plywood before you put your t-shirt, so that it will just stay, it will not move, you know, that kind of thing. It will not move. So mark it this way. You can see. So it will not shake. You can see what we have. After this one, then you're just going to remove this one. We've already marked it on this. So I'm also going to take the second mesh and I'm going to place it this way. You can see that it's just entering the way we want it to be. So I'm going to place my artwork, the second artwork. So if you have 10 artwork, you're going to do the same thing. Sorry, I'm making this under the sun, like it's sunning and I'm outside. So please pardon the way the video is. I'm sure it's clear, but all the shadows, the camera shadows, just don't mind. Focus on the tutorial. All right, so you just mark the registration point right there. You can see what we have. So you are going to do the same thing to the third one. So the third one, you are still going to do the same thing. You make sure your t-shirt is not moving, oh, so put it the same way. Okay, so I'm just going to put my artwork straight there, and you make sure that this, you know, this V is facing this side. Make sure the V is also facing this side. Then I'm going to mark it the way I mark the other ones. I'll mark it. If you know your hand usually shake or move, you can tape it down before you mark. So this is what we have right there. So the next thing we are going to do, that I'm going to do now, is just to take, you can see the mark that we have. I'm going to coat my mesh, and after coating my mesh, it's just going to be the same way, the way I did it. I'm just going to, this is where I'm going to expose my mesh. So I'll trace out the mark that I mark on it, and that's where my artwork is going to stay. I'll do the same thing to the other side, to the other mesh too. That's how we are going to do it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to go ahead and coat my mesh. So after marking my registration points, I just went ahead to coat my mesh. So if you are new to this channel, I have lots of tutorials on how you can coat your mesh on the channel, so I'm going to drop the link in the description box below. So when my mesh was dried, I just went ahead to also expose my artwork. So you can see my artwork is right on top of my registration point. You can see that it's like it's rhyme on the mesh. You can see how similar it is. So my artwork is out, and I'll just tap it first. After tapping it, I'll just dry it, and you can see how beautiful the artwork look like. So it's time to just go ahead and tape it. So see the way the artworks look like. Very neat, very fine. This is how your artwork supposed to come out though. You can see if you do it the way you are supposed to do it, you should be able to get this. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape where necessary. Okay, so I'm just going to wear my t-shirt. You can put gum first, like a stick glue. Put a stick glue first. Flat, you understand? So I want to show you something. When I was making the registration points, I marked the registration point like this. You see, I marked the registration point like this. But the way the artwork is, this is how the artwork is. You understand? But it's still the same thing. You can either mark the registration point like this. So let your artwork be like this. Just follow the way your artwork is. You understand? So I just put it this way, but it's still the same thing. So my artwork is going to be like this. So because everything is well aligned, the registration point is there and everything is like that, so it's just going to align very well. You understand? So now this is the first one I'm going to be printing, and I want you to look at something. You can see this one is part of the print, this one is part of the print, and this is the one that is carrying like everything, all the design. So this is the one that are going to print last. In every of your 2 or 3 color separation, you always see something like this that will contain everything, something like this. So this one is what you are going to print last. So you either print this one first or print this one first. So I'm going to print this one first. So you can see I'll just take my artwork like that. The stopper is there because the registration point is there, so I'll just put it, then I'll start printing. So I'm working with water-based ink. I'm working with water-based. So remember this one, this V is not part of it. It's just for registration point. I use it as a registration point, so I don't need this. So I've covered it. So first you need to flood your screen. It's very important. Then you just go. After flooding your screen, you just go. It's water based, you don't need to go so many times. So you have your print. You can just go like twice. It's okay. So you can see how the print look like now. Perfect. So to cure it, I will just put my Teflon and I'm going to place my iron on it. So it's good you cure your artwork. Very important. Even though it's water based will dry on its own, I still prefer to always cure it because there's a kind of feeling that it brings to it when it's cured. You understand? So after ironing it, I'll just remove it. You can see. So it's dried now and is well cured. It's cured. Okay, so we are just going to print the next one. So this is the next one. So because the registration point is there and everything is where the way it's supposed to be, I'll just key it in. Just key it in and it's going to stay exactly where I want it to be. So that's it. You can see, just put it. If you do it right, you should be able to get this. So you can see if you are seeing the artwork, you can see how it is. You can see how the print is sitting right where it's supposed to be. This is where it's supposed to be and that is where it's sitting right. Just do it right and you will get it this way. So I'll first of all flood it. after flooding it.
Yeah, but they're coming straight. They're not that low. Yeah, big.
So you can see what we have right there. Are you seeing the print? Well, perfect. So it's just time to cure it again. So you can see it's dry and it's very neat. So we will just put, this is the last one. You can see as I'm putting it, it's sitting right where it's supposed to sit. Are you seeing it? It's sitting where it's exactly where it's supposed to. You can see it's sitting exactly where it's supposed to sit. You can see, just put it and it will stay. So look at it now. That's why I said you should do this one, the one that will carry everything, all the design. You have to do that one last, so you will be able to use it to measure or to set every other thing. You can see how it is. You can see that it's sitting right inside. These are the ones that we've done. The white is here. This is the white that we did. You can see this is the white color, this is the red color. You see that it's covering it already. This is the red color. You can see this one too is the red. So this one is the one that will carry the black. Are you seeing how it is right there? You can see what I mean. It's sitting right where it's supposed to sit. So if you do it the way I just taught you, you should be able to get this. It's very simple, but you just need to practice it and also, just work around it. So this next one is black color. And please, when you are working with water base, please don't go a lot of time. 1 or 2 times is okay, because water base is, it will just, before you know it will just flood all over and it will to spread. You won't like the way it's going to come out. So first and foremost, flood your screen. This is one of the important part of it, when you flood your screen right there. So I'm just going to go 1. So I just go the second one here, then here. So that's my print. I'm okay with that, so I'll just remove it. So you can see the way our print come out. Isn't this beautiful? This is very simple, Abby. It's very easy. There's no the thing is, you are going to see some challenges on the way, you understand, as I've always tell you. But the thing is, just continue practicing. Practice makes perfect. So let's say I have a lot of job that I want to do, maybe like 20 or as many I want to do. I have to flood. As I finish printing this one, I'll flood it. You understand? I'll flood it. I'll first of all print one color. I'll print one color on all the t-shirt first. I'll go ahead and print the second color in all the t-shirt before I will now start this. I hope you understand. Like the first one we did, which was white. So if I'm printing 50 colors, I'm going to print on the 50 colors first. I'm going to print this white color on all the 50 pieces of cloth first. Then I'm going to go ahead, and after everything and it's dried, I've cured it, then I'm going to go ahead and carry the mesh for this red. I'll carry the mesh for the red, and I'm going to print it all over. You understand? Then I'm also going to do the same thing to the black. It's because I'm just printing on one t-shirt. That's why I'm doing it at a goal. So as I'm printing it, I'm flooding it before I'll bring the remaining one. I mean, the next t-shirt. I hope you get what I'm saying. Curing your print is very important. It doesn't matter if you are using water-based ink that dries on its own or plastisol ink that doesn't. When you cure your print, it makes the ink seep well into the t-shirt and it makes it come out very sharp and neat. And before you remove your Teflon, allow it to cool down so that the ink will not stick to the Teflon. And you can see what we have right there, very neat and sharp print. And while practicing, yeah, you will face some challenges. I'm not going to just tell you that you get it at once, but I will just encourage you that you should watch the video over and over again so that you understand it better. You can make some jots down so that it will help you when you are practicing. You understand? So if I can do it, then you can do it. So if this video has helped you, I want you to comment in the comment section below if you have any question, and also like this video, also share it with your loved ones. I will see you in my next one. Bye.